I don't know, nothing really comes to mind. Not like a good experience, but I did have a bad experience. I went through the MEPS and I did the ASVAB test and the medical debriefing, the physical, the blood drawing, all yada yada, all that stuff. But there was this one thing that that stood out to me and wasn't quite a good experience for me. And this may happen to a few people. I mean, it happens. So yeah, I had this the year analysis test. So yeah, you already know where that's heading. Tell me why that I went into the stall with like three other guys and an instructor, and I'm sitting there, trying to do my own thing, and like these dudes, they like getting done in like 1, 2 minutes, and I'm sitting there like, what is going on? Like, I can't literally go at all. And like some people say like, well, it's because you're nervous or it's because of other people or whatever. But the real reason is because, I had the morning of MEPS, I had went to the bathroom and nobody told me. It was like, you're gonna have a urinalysis test. So I was like, man, I was screwed. I was so screwed, man. Um, and I'm not gonna throw my recruiter under the bus because he didn't tell me, but I kind of knew. But it's just that when you wake up, I'm not a morning person, okay? So I forget things sometimes, and so yeah, man, it was terrible, terrible experience. So I had to have been sitting there at that stall for like 5, 10 minutes at least, and then the instructor gonna come over and try to run the water. I was like, that don't work. Oh man. So I had to stop my process in there. And the guy, he gave me an hour and he was like, just drink some water from the fountain and see what happens. So I did that and I must have drunk like at least for a straight 10, 15 minutes. And as soon as I went back in, still nothing happened. So it was just a horrible experience. So please, if there's one thing that you could learn from me, don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that goes to MEPS and who hasn't even drunk any water. So what I advise you to do is the night before or the morning of MEPS, drink at least like 2, 3 bottles of water and you'll be good to go. So somehow I failed to do that. So that was just my own fault. Um, so yeah, and this is a part 2 to the story. Okay, so they told me they was like, all right, you got 2 business days, and if you don't come back, we voiding your stuff. So you have to wait for a while until you come back and do it again. So I was like, that, you know what I'm saying? So I came back the last day because my recruiter, he was like, oh, I can't take you on a Monday. You gotta go Tuesday. So I was like, man, my whole life dream depends on this. If I can't get this test done, I'm screwed either way. So I went up to on MEPS on Tuesday, and I think I drank like at least a gallon of water the night before because I was just so scared of failing this urinalysis test and not going. So I just did that. And another tip I advise you not to do: don't drink a gallon of water, please, because you're gonna suffer the same fate that I did. And I have to say that I felt sorry for my bladder on that day because I had to hold it, and then it's like I couldn't hold it, so I had to find like a bathroom to go to, and I had to let some out, and then I had to hold it. So it was like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and man, my bladder was just like. Uh. So don't do that. Don't drink a gallon of water. 1 or 2 bottles of water is fine. So I mean, that's my advice to you. For anybody who's joining or have joined or is going to MEPS, just don't do what I did, please. Just save yourself the trouble. But anyway, yeah, that's my memorable experience at MEPS. Albeit a bad one, but things happen.